After 4 long months, we have finally found the best movie of the year so far. We have endured some mid movies, we have endured some good movies, we have pushed through some disastrous movies, and we have even witnessed some great movies. But I think that this movie, the one that I literally just walked out of the movie theaters right now, and I had to come to a conclusion, I had to finalize my hypothesis and my thesis, and I had to finally realize that this movie so far is the best movie of 2025. And right now we are currently in the month of April, so obviously there's going to be some future movies that will most likely take this top spot, probably like Superman or Fantastic Four, The First Steps, or some other movies. They might take this top spot, this prestigious title of being the best movie of the year so far. And you're probably asking to yourselves, yo, big bro, what are you talking about? What movie did you just watch that is so great, that is the best movie of the entire year in your opinion? Remember, guys, this is just my opinion, so take this with a grain of salt, take this however you want to take it, but this is just my personal opinion. And I do believe that Sinners is the best movie of the year so far, man. The cinematography, the music, the camera work, the acting, the theme that this movie is trying to tell us, everything that this movie is trying to portray us is great. And the fact that they actually incorporated some paranormal elements like vampires, like demons and devils and all of that. Even though me personally, I am not really a big fan of demonic type stories, but when a story is good, I'm gonna tell you a story is good. When a movie looks great, I'm gonna tell you that a movie looks great. And I do believe that Sinners right now looks great. I think that Sinners is a great palate cleanse after we witnessed some disastrous and mid movies like The Electric State, like Minecraft. Even though Minecraft is very popular right now, I think it was a mid movie in my honest opinion. And also like Snow White. So I think that Sinners is a great refresh for everyone who will witness this movie, and Sinners is a great reminder to everyone that Hollywood isn't just producing slop. Hollywood isn't just only producing mind-numbing and mindless movies that will cater to the general audiences and it's just going to be a slop fest. Hollywood can still produce some great movies, and the director for this movie is Ryan Coogler. If you know who Ryan Coogler is the main person that actually directed and produced the two Black Panther movies, the first Black Panther in 2018 and the second Black Panther Wakanda Forever in 2022. So we all know that Ryan Coogler, he really hasn't missed so far in my honest opinion. Ryan Coogler is one of those directors that is alongside Jordan Peele and James Gunn when they just really haven't missed, and also Christopher Nolan. I think those four people can be seen in the Mount Rushmore of the modern era of directors: James Gunn, Ryan Coogler, Jordan Peele, and Christopher Nolan. So since we all know that Ryan Coogler does not miss and he hasn't missed yet, we are actually unsurprised to realize and to witness Sinners. And Sinners, to be honest with you, it tackles a lot of problems that deal with racism and with segregation and with the Jim Crow laws, because Sinners is actually set in 1932 in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and we see the fallout from the slavery times, and we're seeing the ripe era of the Jim Crow / segregationist era, and they're being preyed upon by white people. And even though that there are some white people that are actually really nice to black people at the time, and a lot of white people and black people even consider themselves as family, but in this time that this movie is set in, 1932 was not a happy-go-lucky time, and it's certainly not an inclusive era as we witness today. So we see the two main stars. This is a very, very impressive thing that the directors and producers and the writers and the cinematographers and anyone who worked on the VFX, whoever produced this, is really, really great, because the two main characters, they actually focus on Smoke and Stack. And the funny and odd and great thing is that both Smoke and Stack are played by Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is playing two twins. Now Smoke, he is the laid back but serious serious and stern brother. You know, he's all about business. He's all about doing things on time, even though both of them are gangsters. They're gangbangers, but their personalities are different with each other because Smoke, he is a stern man. He is a stubborn man as well, but you know, he can be trusted. But Stack, he is a ladies man. He is someone that is very nonchalant, but someone that also really wants to have fun, and he really is actually more devious than Smoke, even though both of them are devious by themselves. And that's what I really like. I really liked how Michael B. Jordan could play two different people while playing the same person at the same time. So I thought that that was very impressive. And another main character, I'll probably call him main character 3, his name is Sammy, and Sammy is the cousin of both Smoke and Stack. And Sammy, he's not really a gangster per se, but Sammy, you know, he actually follows and indulges in some of the terrible activities that Smoke and Stack they go into. So we see Smoke and Stack, they reach someone called Delta Slim, and they are trying to basically broker up a deal that if Delta Slim agrees, then Sammy can play his musical instrument for Delta Slim at this bar of some sorts. And Sammy, he is very great with his music, and Sammy is so great with his music that when he plays this music, he's basically a key / a doorway for the ancestors of the African Americans and the Africans, so that these ancestors can basically come through Sammy, and through Sammy's music they can basically all have fun. They can basically dance with the living, they can dance with the current times. And Sammy also has this power where he can even pull future descendants from the African Americans and the African people. Like we see some descendants, they come from the 1970s when we see the beginning of hip-hop, you know, even in the 1960s when we see some people, they are playing the rock music, they're playing the guitars, and we see them even go so far into the 2020s when we see some girls are basically twerking and they're basically shaking their asses, you know. So Sammy is the instrument, he is the doorway for every generation, every decade of music that is inside the black culture, and they're all living through Sammy of some sorts. So this power is actually so intriguing to the main antagonist, and the main antagonists are vampires. But before I talk about the main antagonist, I need to talk about Hailee Steinfeld's Mary. And Mary, she is this white woman who is a former love interest to Stack, and when she sees Stack again, she tries to get back into Stack's life. Stack does not want anything to do with Mary. She really is trying to plead with Stack. She is telling Stack that you cannot remove me so easily, but Stack at first, he actually rejects her. But we see later in the movie when they are inside this bar of some sorts and everyone is just dancing, everyone is listening to music, they're listening to tunes, they're listening to the piano that Delta Slim is playing, and eventually they will soon listen to Sammy introducing himself, and Sammy is basically proving to everyone that he can hang with the best, he can play the best tunes, the best music, and he has a great voice. So we see eventually Mary and Stack, they actually make up with each other. But the thing about Mary is that Mary eventually succumbs to her wounds, and by me saying that is a lot of people are going to succumb to their wounds, but it's not like how we think, it's not what we will expect. And the reason why I'm also saying this is because in this movie, when you get killed by someone especially, and these people that I'm saying that are someone especially are the main antagonists. So when you get killed by these main antagonists, these vampires, you aren't really killed. Your soul is going to be stuck in your body. You're basically going to resurrect yourself and you're going to be a vampire. And that's exactly what happens to Mary, because these 3 white vampires, they come to the location, and when they come to the location, they want to be let inside. But the thing is about these vampires, if they ask to be let inside, you have to say no. It's basically the same as if Diddy is asking for any favors, you have to say no to Diddy. So you have to say no to these vampires, man. They're Diddy in my honest opinion, but these vampires, they really want to get inside. They are trying to prove to Stack and Smoke that they can play the banjo so good. They have good music, but Stack and Smoke don't want these vampires inside their establishment, man. So what happens to Mary is, after Mary and Stack, they make up with each other, but they don't really kiss yet. They'll kiss later, but there's gonna be a twist in this kiss, because Mary, she really wants to know if these three white people, if they can offer some money or offer some goods, and she really wants to know if they're bad people or not. So Stack reluctantly lets Mary go outside to ask these three strange white people, yo, what do you want? Are you guys good people? But as they're talking, as they're conversing, we see that the main vampire, the main white person, he is acting strange and he's drooling. So once this happens, Mary is like, oh shit, y'all motherfuckers are weird as fuck. I'm leaving right now. She's trying to walk away, but then the main vampire, man, he just jumps in the air, bro. He floats in the air, and what happens is ambiguous because we don't see what happens. But we see that when Mary walks back inside the establishment, you are noticing that Mary, she is seeming off, because sure, yeah, Mary was a horny woman before. She always wanted to be with Stack. She even described to Stack about how she really wanted Stack to fuck her so good, like how Stack fucked her before. But Mary this time, she just comes onto Stack. She just lunges onto Stack and she just kissing Stack. So this actually influences Stack to have sex with Mary. So they go to the back room, and when they're having sex, we're seeing that at first it's normal, but then some time passes, and then next thing you know, Smoke, he wants to know where Stax is. So Smoke and Sammy, they go to the room that Stax is located at, and then when they see Stax, they see that Mary is biting onto Stax. Stax is dead, man, and they try to shoot Mary, but Mary, she is just invincible. She is invulnerable. These vampires are invulnerable, and the big clue about Mary being a vampire, if you noticed it, is Mary, she asked to be let back inside. So that's how these vampires work. When they ask you to be let inside, you have to tell them no. So now that Mary has been shot, she gets back up, she laughs, and she says, we're gonna kill you all. Then she now runs away. So now that she runs away, let me sidetrack and let me tell you the origin of these vampires. And the origins that we see about these vampires is, there is this Ku Klux Klan family, this Ku Klux Klan gang, and this vampire was acting as if he was being attacked, but the people that were attacking him were these Native American tribe or Native American gang that they hunt these vampires. But when this Ku Klux Klan family, they see this, they still keep the vampire, but they tell the Native American hunters that there's nobody here. So then when this woman tells these Native American hunters that there's nobody here, the hunters leave. Then the woman now turns around trying to go back to her husband, but she sees that the main vampire, the dude that wanted help and he wanted to be let in, since he was let inside, he killed the husband. Then now the husband turned into a vampire as well, and they both killed the wife. So the wife now turned into a vampire, and they now went into this establishment that Smoke and Stax is at. And the reason why they did that is because the main vampire, he already knew that they were going to be killed already by the Ku Klux Klan, so he just wanted to speed up the process. I'm like, bro, this nigga is weird as hell in my honest opinion. So after this happened, now everyone is scared, but the thing is, a lot of people, they left the bar when Stax died because they told everyone that the party's over. So when Stax died, all of the people that left, they got bit, they got killed, and they got resurrected by the vampires. So after all of this, now we see that the people inside who stayed are all trapped. We see Delta Slim, we see Sammy, we see Smoke, we see Caroline, we see Annie. All of them are all locked inside, man. They can't leave. But there's another person that is stuck inside, and her name is Grace. But the thing about Grace is that Grace, you know, you can see her anger, you can see her frustration, but in my honest opinion, man, she jeopardized the entire mission. She jeopardized the entire story because her husband was one of the people that got killed outside. So So when she saw the dead corpse of her husband moving and talking, and the husband is trying to persuade Grace, she gets mad and she tells all the vampires to come inside. In the movie, I felt like flying into the movie and slapping Grace, because bro, you really let us all be killed, man. And that's exactly what happens, because once the vampires are let inside, the vampires slaughter damn near everyone, man. They kill Annie, and that Annie's death was really sad in my honest opinion. But there's one thing about Annie is I thought that Annie was the mom of Smoke and Stack, and Stack fucked Annie. So I hope that's not her kids, bro, because if that's her kids, that's incest, my nigga. But man, they're killing everyone. They killed Annie, they killed Caroline, they even killed Delta Slim, because Delta Slim sacrificed himself, and Smoke, he killed Stack, and Grace, you know, she was the one that let this happen. She's the one that let all the vampires inside, but she nobly kills herself, and when she kills herself, she also kills a vampire as well, so she burned to death. So then now they're just fighting each other. The survivors are dying. Smoke, he is running away. Smoke, you know, he's grieving because he killed Stack, but eventually the sun comes up, and then the vampires now die. And when the main vampire died, he was trying to basically manipulate Sammy. He wanted Sammy's power, because Sammy's power, I forgot how they explained this, Sammy's power is a fuel that these vampires want for some reason. That's one thing I don't really understand about the movie, to be honest with you. But when the vampires die, we see that Sammy and Smoke, they are the ones that are basically survived. And there's this little end plot that they showed the racist KKK members trying to kill everyone, but everyone's already dead, so it's too late. But Smoke now kills all the KKK members, man. Now, I'll be honest with you, man, this movie is the best movie so far in 2025, in my honest opinion. The cinematography, the music that this movie has, how they blended a lot of genres and eras of African American and African cultures, and all of the musics that are inside these cultures, how they blended all of it together. And in my honest opinion, it looked really good. The dance sequences looked really good. So I'll be completely honest with you, man, this movie was a palate cleanse, especially after I watched The Electric State, Minecraft, and Snow White, man. I needed something to make me realize and remember that Hollywood can still produce bangers, man. But that's the end of the video. What do you guys think about this movie, man? I'm out. Peace.